So once we've reconstituted our sample, we want to make sure that we get everything else ready. So just pop your sample down. Now normally, because this blood sample has already got anticoagulant in it, it's an EDTA tube, we do just want to use a plain hematocrit tube, which is our blue top tubes. They don't contain any anticoagulants, we're not doubling them up. So what you want to do is to take a hematocrit tube, just take the lid off the tube, and we just literally want one of these. Just pop it down on your workbench, pop the lid back on, just to avoid contamination. Pop that to one side. Okay, so with our blood sample, taking our lid off carefully, making sure we don't contaminate ourselves or the workbench, we want to take our capillary tube and just pop it into our blood sample, and what it will do is it will naturally gather a small amount of blood at the end of it. You need to make sure that you put your finger on the end of the tube, as otherwise the blood will be able to drip out of the tube. So using the hand that you have the capillary tube in, we're just going to place a spot of blood at the end of our slide, and it's always recommended that you do this at the point of the frosting if you've got frosting, just because it allows for us to have an easy space to write on without interfering with the slide. So a reasonable amount of blood on the end. We're not aiming for a mountain of blood, but we do want to have enough for our sample. And again, pop the remainder of the blood in the sharp spin in this instance, and just pop your lid back on your blood sample. So then taking another slide, which we are going to give a clean as well, just to make sure that again there's no grease on this particular slide. This is going to become our spreader. So in terms of blood smear technique, there are a variety of different approaches you can take. Do have a look on Ledge, because there are a number of different videos up there for you to see. But basically what we want to do is, using the edge of the slide, we want to create a straight edge which our blood is going to migrate across, and that's what's going to give us our shape of our blood smear. So you can either push the slider or you can drag it. It's entirely up to you. My personal preference is I balance the slide on my middle finger, and I then tend to pull it and push it. So pulling the slide back initially, we want to place it in our blood, and we want to angle our slider so that it stretches across the face of, or the edge of the slide. I hope you can see that on the video. And then gently, in as single action as possible, we want to push it forward to give us our blood smear. Now that unfortunately is not a particularly good blood smear. We have got quite clear striations in there, so what you're looking for is a nice gentle action, but you can practice again and again, and then basically you take the slide that is most suitable for you.